Are you stupid or something? You probably are, and buddy, that's alright. You're in the right place to learn some stuff, so stick around and you just might. My name is Notme, and I'll be asking some Q's, and at the end you'll be riddled with A's. You might score real high, but even if not, you'll sure be glad you played. If you're looking for prizes, just move along, there's no money for you to earn. You win by trying and doing your best, your prize is the stuff you learn. If you want to be an artiste, you have to know all you can about the world of art. So engage with this quiz, and at the end you'll say, I am smart.
I am not me. I am art. And I am live right now, baby, welcoming you to I Am Smart. I am your host. This is the quiz where people look to improve their art through learning and strive to earn the right to say, I am smart. The format of the quiz, very simple, very straightforward. I've got 3 rounds of questions. I've got 3 musings for you. And I've got a bonus round at the end. There's 20 points up for grabs. 20 points up for grabs overall. All you'll need for this quiz, something to write with, something to write on, a brain for thinking, and an imaginosphere for imagining. Both will be tested here. Optional is a beverage, because whilst it has absolutely nothing to do with the actual quiz, we do like to kick things off with a toast. It's just a nice communal activity that brings us together and allows us to all be unified, if only for a moment, across this crazy world of ours. So I hope you've all got your beverages at the ready. I've certainly got mine here. Need a lot of it because I do a lot of talking over the next hour. Here we go. To Matt Reeves, director of the new Batman film entitled The Batman, who taught us all that there are always new ways to approach old characters. We've had What If Batman Was Gothic? We've had What If Batman Was Campy? We've had What If Batman Was Really Dark and Gritty? And we've had What If Batman Was Ben Affleck? So how did they set themselves apart? How did these guys move the needle and explore a different part of the Batman universe? Very simply, they asked the question, what if Batman was in a really, really, really long movie? Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. To Matt Reeves. Double dip for that first one. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Hello, Smarties. Who have we got? TB Douglas, happy Sunday, Smarties. It is always a happy Sunday when I see you, TB. That's lovely. Nana Hobbob settling in. Lovely. SJ Beck 72, happy Sunday to TB, to Notme and to all quizzes. Why is TB getting thanked? Oh, because TB said happy Sunday. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'll accept that. That's fine. Just pop the old phone onto silent there. That's good. Here we go. I thought the question was, what if Batman was emo? He's pretty emo in it, yeah. Watched it yesterday. Took cameraman George to see it yesterday. George fell asleep. Bless him. George fell asleep. But I stayed awake throughout the whole thing, which is pretty impressive because it is very long. It is quite slow. It is very, very dark. And yeah, absolutely. If Batman was emo, there's a lot of eye makeup in this. There's a lot of like hair over the eyes. A little bit of Nirvana playing, so yeah, there's a little bit of yeah. We are seeing the Batman later today, says Nana Hobbob. Not sure I'm ready for the runtime. It is long, but that doesn't mean it's bad. That doesn't mean it's bad. I, for instance, have, in order to access the highest quality internet that I can in New York City, I have a very, very long Ethernet cable that runs from my computer here in the HQ through the bedroom, through the front room, through the library/cameraman George's bedroom, and plugs into the router there. And for me, having a longer Ethernet cable was better. So long things can be good. And I think that applies in this instance as well. What rounds are we doing this week, guys? We just don't know. Let's have a look at the options on offer. We have got yay or nay, who dat artiste, odd one out, movie ladder, iconic art, anagram ding dong, look close, haikus day, song lyrics, red herring, gimme five, and a new round that we've got this week, making its debut, or maybe making its debut. It's taking its place on the roster of potential rounds. Is Alphabart. That feels nice to say, so I would encourage you watching at home to just say that just twice out loud. Alphabart. Feels nice. Feels nice in the mouth, like a lovely shredded wheat. So, the high point scorer from last week was Killer Kilch. Now, I've got some controversy here because Killer Kilch does not appear to be present in the Smarties tube. But Killer did, I believe, cede control of the pick to TB Douglas, who is here. Now, if we are happy with this, I'm happy to let TB choose one of these rounds. If everybody else is, or we can just pick 3 rounds from the round selector. Definitely not due to confirms. It was passed to TB Douglas. A most controversial absence. Most controversial. Yeah. You think this is going to be the one that you have to show up to, right? The one where you wield the power. But, you know, Killer's keeping us on our toes. Killer's not allowing us to fall victim to convention. Yeah, pushing forward and saying, hey, I am just, you can't put me in a box, and Lord knows I have to respect that. So TB, by royal decree of the Punk Queen, definitely not due to here. What are we? Oh, I can feel the tension of the power vacuum. I feel like we're in an HBO show. It feels quite Succession, doesn't it? It feels quite Succession. A movie ladder straight in there, TB. Straight in there with movie ladder. Movie ladder is in. That's how easy it can be. But yeah, no, I feel that. I feel that, especially with the speed with which TB came in, just with a real power grab. But maybe in cahoots with definitely was there to confirm it. So there's all number of machinations that could be going on that I think is just going to create a little bit of like popping the hob on, popping that burner on just on low. So we're just going to keep it bubbling hot. TB Douglas was ready and waiting. Oh, so maybe has prepped for this all week. Been thinking, gosh, what round am I going to choose? So we've got two more rounds to choose. We're going to play some EDM music and hope that it syncs up nicely, because that is always fun when that happens. Let's see what we've got. We Are the Colours by Frame Away. You can, oh no, he's still coming. There we go. Let's see. There's lyrics and everything. Okay, here we go. There we go. So we've got our 3 rounds here. We are doing Movie Ladder. We are doing... Oh, lovely stuff, TB. Thank you so much. Movie Ladder. We are doing Look Close, and we are doing Song Lyrics. Song Lyrics is a very popular one, despite the fact that it is entirely random. And I would just like to point out Nobody's accused me. Nobody's accused me of anything here, but I would just like to point out that each of these eggs is emptied and refilled every time. So it's not like I can say, oh, I know that there's such and such in the red one. It's always, and when I'm putting the things in the, when I'm putting the pieces of paper in the eggs, I make it an absolute point of pride to pay as little attention as possible. Yeah? That's my pledge to you. So what have we got in terms of musings? Let's pick our order. Movie ladder. Okay, that one's quite tricky. Lyrics. Oh, we know what the lyrics is all about. Yeah, that's going to be tricky as well. And then look close. Oh, that's quite fun. Maybe we finish with that. Maybe we just go in that order. Now let's go lyrics first. Let's see what we've got lyrics wise. Boom. I'm going to take these off. Here's a question, guys, just before we get into the... No, let's do that after this round. So lyrics. Song lyrics, my guys. Song lyrics. Where's the song lyrics? Where are we doing this? Where are you doing? Ah, yes. Guys, when you write your autobiography, one of the first things to work out is which song lyrics will profoundly introduce each chapter. Unless you have a big bank of lyrics, it's going to be uninspiring for your potential reader. You can't steal them all from Shiny Happy People by R.E.M., even though it is amazing lyrically. For example, everyone around. Love them. Put it in your hands. Take it. There's no time to cry. Happy. I mean, that's pretty good. So this round, I'm going to be giving you some lyrics to a song. Let's see if I can... Is it just lyrics? I always forget what the thing is. Yeah! So I'm going to be giving you some lyrics from a song. And you need to tell me what the song is. To make it easier, because this did used to be a lot more challenging, as long-time viewers will be able to attest, to make it slightly easier, I am going to give you the lyrics that lead up to the title of the song. So in each of these instances, the next lyric is the title of the song. Okay? Cameraman George, whoops, was I a bit late there? Yeah, but that's fine. I'm really a man of the people, and I don't mind mucking in. Whether that is, providing the chat-based instructions myself and not relying on Cameraman George, I'm happy to do that. Whether that's walking my own laundry over to the laundrette/laundromat, and bear in mind this is like I'm at the edge of one block and it's at another block, and there is a whole block in between. But I'll do that. I'll do it or pick it up. I probably won't do both, but I will do either. Yeah? I'll do that. I cut my own nails. I'm very much a man of the people. Very much. The intrigue. Guys, the intrigue is just getting intriguinger. Killer Kilch is here. Good day. It is a good day, Killer Kilch, but we have already chosen the round. You ceded control... Much like in an HBO special, and, actions were taken. Okay? Gosh. Nana Hobbob, a street block or an avenue block? A shorter one, but it's not nothing. I'm still walking there on my own. So what subject are we doing our song lyrics about? It's disco music, guys. It's disco music. We're picking 5 disco classics to go through here. And I wish you all the best of luck as we go through these. Number 1. I find romance when I start to dance in. I find romance when I start to dance in. Killer Kilch, Iris's fave. She's excited. Well, that's good. That's one of the reasons I believe one of the good reasons to have children, so that they can have their interests and aid you in any subsequent quiz you enter yourself into. Do you know? It's just about diversifying those interests. And if the child starts to have interests the same as you think, maybe not. Have you tried bagpipes? What about the cinema of Ingmar Bergman? Yeah? How's about politics is pretty interesting. Why don't you study up on that? Something like that. Yeah? Something like that. I find romance when I start to dance in... What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the title of the song? They're both the same because I've made it nice and easy for you. Number 2. Young and old are doing it, I'm told. Just one try and you too will be sold. It's called... What is it called, though? What is it called? Definitely not due to yikes. This round is going to be rough for me. Yeah, not a lot of crossover between disco and punk. Not a lot of crossover between disco and punk. I have made an effort, definitely I will say, to pick some of the bigger tracks. As I say, disco classics. Disco classics. So in order to not know this, you have to not know disco at all, which may be true for you, but, you know, hopefully the other rounds. I mean, you're somebody who in previous weeks has got 19 out of a possible 20 points. So you've had your luck, and sometimes, you know, Lady Luck veers away from you. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you think you're getting on with Lady Luck. Sometimes you're chatting with Lady Luck. Laughter, a touch of the arm, only coy, just a grazing, just a slight grazing of the arm of Lady Luck. You think things are going to be okay, and then she just says, "Oh, my friends are leaving, so I'm going to leave," and then she just leaves. So that's what I have to dealing with Lady Luck. Fickle. TB Douglas, Lady Luck is not on my side today either. Well, so far. Exactly. We're 2 questions in, guys. Let's settle down here. Number 3. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? You think I'd crumble? You think I'd lay down and die? Oh, no, not I. This is an easy one, guys. Come on. This gets the fortunes back on track. This one isn't even a case of Lady Luck being on your side. This is just, you know, you've been alive over, you know, at some point over the last 60 years. That's all this one's asking for. Have you been alive? I refuse to believe that any non-cave or jungle dwellers, and that's an actual thing, that's not a you know, pejorative term that I've just made up. Oh few, I do know this one. There we go. We're back on track, guys. Number 4. Folks are screaming, out of control. It was so entertaining when the boogie started to explode. I heard somebody say... Oh, what did you hear somebody say? Did you hear them say the title of the song? I think you did. I think you did get them to say the title of the song. Folks are screaming. Out of control. It was so entertaining when the boogie started to explode, as it often is. A lot of things exploding are quite entertaining, with the exceptions of living things and very, very large bombs. Smaller bombs and boogie and crisp packets and, you know, friendships can be quite entertaining to watch. And number 5... we can try to understand the New York Times effect on man. Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you're... What are you? Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother. So whether you have siblings or have produced children as a woman, you are whatever this is. Whatever this is. Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, What are you? You're blank. And there we go. That's 5 questions down. That's 5 questions down for the song lyrics round. Are we done, though? Are we done? Oh, something's happening to my hand. I can't stop it. Musing. Musing for this. And we know what the musing is for this. It's one of the great musings. Every single time this happens, this is a great musing. Complete these lyrics. You know I love you, baby. And I know you love me too. Mutual. Mutual. You know I love you, baby, and I know you love me too. Finish those lyrics. Finish that verse, stanza. Could be a chorus. I don't know. Whatever you want. It's your song, guys. Killer Kilch says, it always sounded like gobbledygook. Interesting lyrics. Yeah. I like to think that with these lyrics rounds, you don't... It's kind of giving you an insight into, you know, gosh, I've sung along with these songs for years. But I have been just singing vowels. That's all I've been singing. Any consonants and arranging those vowels and consonants in any way that makes any kind of sense. That's not been my bag. And so, yeah, we're learning. We're learning as at the same time as we're being tested. I mean, guys, that's the joy of I Am Smart the Notme quiz, right? You know I love you, baby, and I know you love me too. Yes, I do. Get your answers to those down on your pieces of paper, on your phones, on your tablet, wherever you're putting your answers down. And let's head back to Maine. Great round, guys. Great round. Here's the question. Last week, I started playing some music very softly, just in the background underneath. It bothered me, but only because I'm having to work so hard to keep track of everything here. But I realized I could just take off my headphones because there's nothing technically that I need to listen to here. So the question that I pose to you is, would you prefer music or no music? So the music would be roughly, if we get it to 5%, I think. Get it to 5%, and we'll just do chill. So this is what we're dealing with. There we go, so you can hear it now. Do you prefer having a bit of music, or do you prefer not having a bit of music? I mean, this seems very quiet at the moment. Is this playing? Gosh, that's very quiet. Maybe that's taking it too far. Is it 15 that I put it on? 15. There we go. I believe that's more what it was. Yeah, so you just got a little bit of something in the background there. I imagine you can hear it a little bit better now. So do you prefer the music? Do you prefer the not music? Because ultimately it's up to you guys. I want to make this as pleasant a watching experience as you like. The benefit of no music is you can choose which music to put on. You can put it on wherever you're watching. That's your choice. Or we can have the... Oh, those are the headphones. Or you can have the music here. It's up to you guys. Music is nice. I like the music too. And SJPEX72 straight in with perfect. There we go. There's our answer. Loungy. Yeah, it's loungy. Because this is a relaxed learning environment. Nana Hobop. This is a relaxed learning environment. This is like when you're at school and there's the teacher that's just like, yeah, I'm your teacher, but I'm also kind of your bud. I'm also kind of your buddy. You know? Maybe I come in wearing a polo shirt and some cool guy trainers or some moccasins or something. I'm just pretty chill, guys. Let's play in that elevator. Okay, let's do it. Look close. First time for a while, guys. So I do have to remember to turn it off when that music comes on. Or maybe it's just so loud that it doesn't even matter. I don't know. Obviously, with this, though, we are going to have to turn it off when we're watching the music. Because it is look close, guys. It is look close. Cameraman George, if you are ready to pop on a little look close thing in the chat. As an artiste, guys, you need to keep your eyes open. There's inspiration flying at you at all times. How are you going to feel? How are you going to feel if a spellbinding idea just passed you by and you didn't realize because you were too busy daydreaming about that bit in Dumbo, the children's film, where they all just get super drunk? Really annoyed. That's how. So I'm about to show you some incredible art, and when I do, I want you to look close because there's going to be questions on it afterwards. Thank you very much, cameraman George. Nana Hobbob, Glenn Close. Almost. Glenn does not feature in this piece of art. This piece of art is all about Twitch, guys. It's the platform that we're on right now. It's the website that is allowing us to create this art. And obviously I'm pretty successful on it. I'm an affiliate. I've got 6 people watching right now, and there's a lot of streams out there. If you have a little look around any other time, there's a lot of streams that do not have 6 people watching. A lot of people, it's somebody playing Kingdom Hearts for 4 hours, and there's 2 people watching, and nobody says anything. That's the reality of Twitch. But on the other end of things, there are the people that are incredibly successful. One of the most successful people is a chap called Ninja. I don't believe that's his actual name, but he goes by Ninja. And so I thought, well, let's have a look. This is a wonderful stream once a week for between an hour and an hour and a half that allows people to learn and have a lot of fun. But what kind of stream gets a lot of people watching, gets hundreds, sometimes thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of people watching? What happens on those streams? So I took one of Ninja's streams and I cut it down. So we're going to be getting about 4 minutes of that, 4 or 5 minutes maybe, of that stream. And I want you to pay attention. I want you to learn a little bit, sure I do. And get a sense of, if you want to watch Ninja after this, absolutely feel free to do so. Because he streams all the time, I imagine. So you're going to watch some Ninja, and then we're going to have some questions. Okay, so keep your eyes peeled and look close. Look close. Look close. Okay, this is...
It's a beautiful day. I'm back with the boys.
You hear something, Saif?
No?
I feel like I
need to be louder. Hold on.
Yeah. I think.
You can't, Tyler. You can't reply. Yeah.
Huh? Come to Cypher. He texted me to ready up. I think I kind of messed up my landing, but we're good. I'm landing by the gas station.
I got a pair of gloves. Cypher, did you get a pair?
Nope, not yet. Might be one underneath me.
Nicely done. How we feeling today, boys? How was the night of sleep?
I feel great, bro.
Me and Ninja just both just got a dub.
Let's go.
Yeah, both got a solo win. I was absolutely frying.
All right, I'm gonna leave.
And the way you traverse the map with these is remarkable.
Yeah. It's just gonna be the tornadoes and lightning.
Yeah.
Apparently, lightning when it strikes you is gonna give you the chili pepper effect. Yep. 5 seconds on the res.
4 seconds.
You got it.
I got him.
Is he in the bush?
I don't know about the house.
Knocked one.
This guy's not what he's doing.
You know what I was thinking, man? We faced another flying cheater yesterday. He was dressed as an alien and would do the UFO emote and fly around like an alien from a different...
Wonder what's causing that to happen. I'm sure they'll shut it down quick, but
Yeah.
I've seen people, I've seen replays get stream sniped by one of those guys. And
He's very weak in this spot.
I got him. Drop down to get topped off, guys.
Eye on me.
Never mind. I just flashed it like a dip. I didn't know.
Good stuff, boys. Good stuff. Kill check. I have 19.
Six.
Apparently they disabled creative yesterday to fix the bug. So they
Wait,
might have
the
fixed it.
flying bug?
Yeah, I think it was from creative that was causing it. There's a snowman right here. Pretend we didn't see him. Pretend we didn't see him.
Yep.
Is he gonna stop moving or just bleed him?
Like, I thought he was sneaking that whole time.
This one was just cranking like a madman.
Dude, I genuinely believe in trios, it's best to have or like in squads, have someone that runs no shotgun. That's just only spraying.
Yeah.
Like, this
Oh,
whole
they're trying to-
game, that's all I'm doing.
60 on that first guy.
Going in.
44, 60 on the other guy.
Oh, that. Oh my God, we just destroyed them.
Wow.
Let's go!
Pretty fast game.
We literally just speed ran Fortnite.
Wow. There we go. My goodness. What was happening there? Who knows? But I loved watching it. I loved watching it. A little bit hungry. I'm just going to have some yogurt-covered pretzels. Exhausting. Absolutely killer. But you get the bizarre interplay between it's very exhausting and also these people stream for just like 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. So it's just that over and over again. It's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. But there we go. That was Ninja. That's what most people watch on Twitch. Something interesting there. So let's get some questions. Question number 1. What color's Ninja's hair? That's an easy one to start with. I don't know whether his hair color changes, but in this stream, at this point, what color was his hair? Question number 2. What notable type of building does Ninja land on at the beginning of the game? Notable type of building. So just try and describe it in whichever way you see fit. What kind of building is it? Question number 3. Aside from running, Ninja uses 3 main means of conveyance. I want you to name any 2. Any 2 will get you the point. He's getting around the map in a very fluid motion. Very, very fluid. I imagine that's what makes him one of the best. But how's he doing it? Yeah, he's running at points. But when he needs to travel a larger distance, what means of conveyance is he using? Give me any 2 of them. One of them's going to be disappointing if you only get 1, because then it's like you've done half the work, but you're not getting any of the reward. So really try and get 2 of those. Number 4, at one point, an opposition character believes himself to be sneaking whilst disguised as something. What is he disguised as? At one point, an opposition character that then gets murdered in simulated kind of slightly cartoonish fashion, so we don't need to worry too much about content warnings, I think, after we've already watched it, believes himself to be sneaking and is referred to as such by Ninja, I believe one of Ninja's comrades. But what is he disguised as? What is he disguised as there in that piece of video footage? And then finally here, one of Ninja's teammates opines that one member of each team should not use which weapon. This one could be tricky because this really needed you to be listening. One of Ninja's teammates opines, presents his opinion, that one member of each team should not use a certain type of weapon. What weapon does he say that one person shouldn't use? It's tricky. It's tricky. I'm not going to lie to you. Definitely not dude who couldn't understand what the guy was saying. Yeah, again, he's moving around the map pretty quickly. Also, he's talking pretty quickly. Your linguistics today are fancy. Thank you, Killer. We're learning, we're teaching, we're experiencing, we're togethering. Yeah? This is definitely tricky. Definitely tricky, says TV. Definitely tricky. 100%. I'm not going to lie to you. But, again, we're all on an even playing field here, guys. That was the first time that any of you had seen that footage. We need amusing. If you were a successful streamer on Twitch or any other platform, what game/activity would you stream yourself doing for hours a day? Bearing in mind, a lot of these streams, like I say, these are 4 or 5 times every week. A lot of them do it every single day. And they will be, it's just like a job. It's like a full-time job. They will stream sometimes 8 hours a day doing a certain thing. Now, what they are doing can be quite varied. There are people that will play, a lot of people play games, of course, much like Ninja. A lot of people will do kind of, it's like just kind of an ongoing podcast. It's like a podcast if it wasn't edited at all. And just kind of do talking and chatting and all of this kind of stuff, reacting to things in the news. Some people do cooking. Some people do painting, art, things of that nature. Some people do whittling, whatever it might be. What would you stream yourself doing for hours a day? And I don't think I'm going to limit you to what would you do that you think a lot of people would watch. Because honestly, a lot of these streams, it beggars belief that a lot of people watch them. But people do, which makes them great art. If you were a successful streamer, what game or activity would you stream yourself doing for hours a day? Let's say it's a full-time job. Let's say this is 35 to 40 hours a week. What can you do that people might want to watch? Let's say that. Let's limit it to might want to watch. So it can't just be like sleeping. Or, I don't know, maybe sleeping, if you're particularly entertaining when you're sleeping. If you've got the night terrors, or you're a somnambulist, aka sleepwalker, that could be quite interesting. And then try and work out a system of cameras throughout your abode that are motion detectors. And so if you do get up and you have a little blah, 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 I don't know how sleepwalkers do it, but walking through your house, and then these cameras would pick you up, and then as you moved into the front room, this one comes in. That'd be really good, actually, if that was the thing that happened. There's your musing, and there's your round done. Let's head back to main. Wowzers, we're getting through it, guys. We're getting through it, although it is 12:45. So let's get on with the last one. My word! You caught me gabbing around there, gabbing around. Final round here, guys. Let's turn the music off. This one's for you, TB. Movie ladder indeed. Movie ladder. Movies are often about us. No, I rewrote that actually. All art, here we go. All art is connected, guys. All of it. You might wonder how Schindler's List and Shaun the Sheep : Farmageddon are connected, but I can tell you that I have strong memories of watching both of them whilst eating a frozen lasagna. Heat it up, of course. I'm not a monster, but just I cooked a lasagna, I eat it whilst watching Schindler's List and Shaun the Sheep: Farmageddon. And you know what? I thought they were both great films. Another example is The Movie Ladder. I'm going to give you 6 films. The top and the bottom one are the same, I believe, still with this one. I didn't intend for this to happen, but weirdly enough, it led me back towards the same film. Do you know what? You can't control these things. Sometimes you just got to plant the seeds and see where the shoots come up. So here we go. Here's the questions. Here is your movie ladder this round. Boom. Death on the Nile, a recent Kenneth Branagh film. I believe it's still out in a lot of cinemas, at least here in the US. I'm not sure what its status is in the UK. I watched it, enjoyed it, although people do die. So we've got Death on the Nile, we've got Wonder Woman, we've got Star Trek. Now, we'll point out that this Star Trek is the recent Star Trek, the J.J. Abrams Star Trek from, I believe, 2009, maybe? So Death on the Nile, Wonder Woman, Star Trek, Mission Impossible, Fallout, which I believe is the 6th in the Mission Impossible, the most recent, I think. Man from U.N.C.L.E., which is the movie adaptation, the Guy Ritchie movie adaptation of the popular TV show, and then back to Death on the Nile. So it all leads back to Death on the Nile. So you just got to let me know which actors go in on each of these rungs, and whoever's in 2 has to have been in Wonder Woman and Star Trek. You know, they have to be in the film above and below. I'm going to beat you to it, George. Did I do one for Movie Ladder? Yeah, I did. There we go. Too quick for you, baby. Too quick for you. If there are any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat, smarties. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy a pretzel. Cameraman George is focused on the quiz. That's the best excuse to not do anything. To not do anything. Simmons, why haven't you got that report on my desk that I asked you to put on my desk, Simmons? And Simmons says, sorry, Mr. Clever. I was watching I Am Smart, the Notme quiz. And Mr. Clever would have to say, well, do you know what, Simmons? You're trying to better yourself through creativity. You get right on it. I'll do the report. True story, maybe. True story, maybe. Gosh, how's everybody doing? Feeling good. Feeling a lot better than last week. Obviously, last week was illness. This week, feeling much better. Much better. Yeah. My body literally healed itself. Medical miracle. Medical miracle. We're going to go until 12:50. This is a good round, says Killer. I'm glad. Please, you're feeling good about this one, Killer. 12:50, there we go. If anyone needs any more time, please let me know. But we're going to head on with that musing. Top and the bottom ones of those films are Death on the Nile, a Kenneth Branagh film, but it's adapted from an Agatha Christie novel of the same name, I believe. So the musing is simply, if you were the killer in an Agatha Christie story, how would you commit your crime? Bearing in mind, these can be quite convoluted, and you're really going to be looking to try and get away with this, okay? First time chat from viewer. Bye followers, primes and viewers. Oh, Joku Basket. Get out of here. We don't want your kind here, Joku Basket. Get out of here. No time for you, pal. I don't want to buy followers, primes and viewers. I don't want to buy that. I want to earn it. Earn it like an honest human being. Let's right click on, no, let's normal click on you. What can I do? What can I do? I'm gonna time you out. Oh, timed out. Get out, bot. No thank you, Joku Basket. Yeah. Joku Basket. If you want to stay, you can stay in quiz, Joku Basket. Like everybody else, you can let me know how you'd kill people in an Agatha Christie novel. That's how we quiz. And that's the quiz, guys. That's the quiz. We're heading back to Maine. Woo! Now, I always like to give you a little bit of art at this point of the quiz to remind you I'm smart. I'm not me is doing just fine, thank you. Absolutely, I'm doing all good, baby. I've got 8 people watching. So why don't you give it to that kid playing Kingdom Hearts on his own for 3 hours, playing through the tears, having to sit there with a plastic bag over his controller for fear that the salty tears will get into the mechanics of the controller. And just wreck it. They would just wreck it. Go speak to that person if he's got, loose morals and ethics. Not me, thank you very much. I don't buy anything if I can help it. Saving money is a big passion of mine. So we're going to give you some art. This week, as with most weeks, I have been incredibly busy, incredibly tired with my full-time job. So I didn't have time to create any art. However, I did, but, nothing specifically for this. However, a familiar face came in. A familiar face came in and saved my bacon. Your friend and mine hasn't been a part of the quiz for some time. Our old friend Zachalicious just messaged me a video, a short film that he had made. And I thought, do you know what? This is wonderful. This is wonderful, thought-provoking stuff. And so I want to play it for you right now. I want to give you a pre-warning that this would have to be maybe PG-13, maybe even restricted these days, because there is depictions of cigarette use. He's smoking a cigarette throughout the entire thing, actually. So I think that the rating would have to go up. So I'm just going to forewarn you on that one. But whilst you're watching this, guys, it's less than 2 minutes. It's only a very short little thing. Got some lovely music to it. I want you to be asking the question, as I did when I first saw it, what does this mean? What does this mean? We'll have a little discussion afterwards. So this is Zachalicious with a piece of art called Everything is Fine, I believe. And I hope you enjoy it. You know, people will ask, as you're growing up, what are you looking for in a friend? What are you looking for in a friend? And for me, I'm looking for the kind of friend that just sends me something like that. There was no message to it, no caption to it. That is art, says Nana Hobbob. Wow, says TB Douglas. A lot to unpack there, because it was packed in quite tightly. I think we all saw that. Pepper saw Need a Smoke. It was pretty evocative. Pretty evocative. But just to send something like that out of the blue, hadn't spoken to him in some time, or hadn't had any contact with him some time, just sends that through. Like we say, probably, you know, PG-13 at the least because of the cigarette use. Pepper Saw's obviously very influenced by that already. I would say also upping the rating because of how tight that unitard was. For me, I think that was largely about finding the joy in life when there's so many, you know, we're still going through a pandemic. We seem to be coming out at the end of it, but we're still going through a pandemic. There's war. There's all kinds of WNBA star Brittany Griner possibly being held as a hostage by Russia. Yeah? A lot of bad things going on. Sometimes you just need to get out into your back garden or wherever you can and just enjoy life. Just enjoy it. Yeah? Just find those nuggets of happiness. TB, he looked like he was having fun. Didn't he just? For Zachalicious, joy is having a dance around in the garden, wearing a unitard, and having a little smoke on a cigarette. And do you know what? Dancing around broken furniture, absolutely killer. Do you know what? Yeah, smoking kills. Yeah, broken furniture probably shouldn't be, you know, collected up in a back garden. There's better places for it to be. But you know what? I can't criticize him that much because he's having a lot of fun. He's having a great time. So there we go. So I say thank you to Zachalicious for that. Very thought-provoking piece of art. Very thought-provoking indeed. And let's get on with some answers, maybe? Let's get on with some answers. What do we start with? Did we start with lyrics? I think we started with lyrics. Gosh, what a bold choice that was. Let's go for some song lyrics, guys. Let's go for some song lyrics. The musing was, of course, complete these lyrics. You know I love you, baby. And I know you love me too. I don't want you to say that out loud, guys. I don't want you to say it out loud. I want you to get it in the chat. Get your musing into the chat, please, as we go through the answers to these questions. Killer Coach, hashtag free Griner. No doubt, no doubt. Send her back home. Send her back home where, you know, her long arms, maybe the longest I've seen, can be put to better use. Yeah? Not in shackles, but playing the basketball that she was clearly born to play. Number one, I find romance when I start to dance in Boogie Wonderland by Earth, Wind and Fire. Well done if you got that one right. 1 point for each of these correct answers. We are just looking for the titles of the song, but we are also looking for the next lyrics because I've cleverly made them one and the same. Young and old are doing it, I'm told. Just one try and you two will be sold. It's called Le Freak. Oh, what a joy. Ah, freak out. Le Freak. C'est chic. C'est chic. Well done if you got that one right. That one was a little bit off piece, perhaps. Number 3. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? You think I'd crumble? You think I'd lay down and die? Oh no, not I. I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor. Of course, this was the gimme. This is the gimme question of the whole week. Obviously, I didn't ask for the artists as well. I didn't ask for the artists. You don't need the artists. You just need the title of the song. But if you wrote down the artists as well, do you know what that gives you? Do you know what that gives you, guys? That gives you some croc points. That gives you some croc points. The kind of points that give you that effortless swagger as if you were wearing a pair of Crocs. Number 4, folks are screaming out of control. It was so entertaining when the boogie started to explode. I heard somebody say, Disco Inferno. Yes. Might have caught some people out because this isn't in the chorus. This isn't the burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. This is in one of the previous verses, but it's still there. Tricky. I'm challenging you guys. I don't want you guys to be resting on your laurels. This is about improving yourself as artists, okay? It's not about having an easy ride. And number 5, we can try to understand the New York Times effect on man, whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you're staying alive. So I got these from, I got the, well done if you got that one right. Although it was fairly easy, one of the easier ones. I got all of these from, I believe Rolling Stone did a list of the top 50 disco songs. And I thought, well, I'll just take some from the top 10. But about 3 of the top 10, 3 or maybe even 4, were all Bee Gees songs. And I thought, well, I can't just do Bee Gees songs. So I did have to go hunting around a little bit for them. But well done if you got any of those right. 1 point for each one you get correct. Let's dive in. Let's see some of these. I'm excited to see some of these. How the disco vibe has influenced these, perhaps. Nana Hobbob, you know I love you, baby, and I know you love me too. So when I take you on our honeymoon, we're going to Xanadu. Woohoo! Which is, I was about to say, interesting to take a honeymoon to a place where you might see Sean Connery wearing some kind of bikini. I was thinking of Zardos, of course, the Sean Connery film Zardos. Xanadu, I believe, is Olivia Newton-John. A wonderful, wonderful song. So yeah, that's lovely. That's lovely. And we were talking about honeymoons. We're talking about pure love. We're talking about Xanadu. You're going to have a great time. I think that's great. I can picture the music video. Perhaps Nana Hobbob, flower behind the ear. Maybe a lei. I don't know whether they're traditional in Xanadu, but I don't think you're ever going to be in a bad mood wearing a lei. Killer Kilch, you know I love you, baby, and I know you love me too, but you left a spider in my shoe, and so I'm leaving you. So really hammering in on the U sounds. But that works. That works, baby. You left a spider in my shoe. Left one in there. Speaks to maybe some kind of prank. Is it shoe pranks? It could be shoe pranks. Just pop a spider in the shoe. Killer Kilch will love it. No. Killer Kilch is breaking up, even though there is distinct love involved. That's how strongly Killer Kilch is against the notion of spider-based shoe pranks are funny. Killer Kilch arguing for the opposite. Streamlabs says, if you're enjoying Notme show... No, that's Cloudpop. That's fine. You know I love you, baby. And I know you love me too. And if I ever had to, I'd run to you in just one shoe. Oh, I feel the rhythm on that one, definitely. I like that a lot. You know I love you, baby, and I know you love me too. And if I ever had to, I'd run to you in just one shoe. Oh, Tokyo Drift. Maybe I've just got one song in me. Who knows? If I ever had to, I'd run to you in just one shoe. I think that's... You can feel the punky influence there. I can definitely see some kind of disaffected young man with patchy hair, shirtless, jamming on a guitar. You know I love you, baby. I know you love me too. And if I ever had to, I'd run to you with just one shoe. Baby, 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 you're the one for me. Na, 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 na. Lovely stuff, definitely. As ever. TB, you know I love you, baby. And I know you love me too. Our love is prolific like Gerard Depardieu. Is Gerard Depardieu prolific? Like notably prolific? Gerard Depardieu. Let's have a little look. Let's see what we've got IMDb-wise. Let's see what IMDb says. No, not bio. Don't need the bio. He is known for, obviously, Bergerac, Man in the Iron Mask, Green Card. Actor, 251 credits! Woo! TB, clearly a big Gerard Depardieu fan to know that kind of deep down That's wonderful stuff. At the moment, as we speak right now, he has 4 films in post-production, 2 films in pre-production, and 1 film announced. Wowzers. Le Volet Vert, Diane de Poitiers, Umami, and Twins in post-production, and The Velvet Gentleman, La Grenouille, I think, but that's only a short where he's playing Benjamin, and then Cetus has been announced where he's taking on the role of Nathan. Gerard Depardieu, very much as I've always said, Gerard Depardieu, very much the French Samuel L. Jackson, and now I know why I've thought that. Now I know why. Lovely stuff. SJ Beck 72 says, "Meet me in the park and we'll walk down to the zoo." That's a lovely image that you've created there, SJ Beck 72. That's lovely stuff. Because then that's leading me into, this is the first part of the song. You know I love you, baby, and I know you love me too. Meet me in the park and we'll walk down to the zoo. And then it's all just like different animals and how your love is like, our love is like monkeys, unpredictable. Our love is like polar bears. No, our love is like pandas. We eat until we're full. Our love is like spiders. Kind of hairy. No, I maybe lost it with that last one. But that's great work as well. That's lovely. So points all round, guys. Points all round. What a consistently wonderful set of musings the lyrics round provides us with. That's lovely stuff. We had a look close, I believe. The musing was, if you're a successful streamer, what game or activity would you stream yourself doing for hours a day? If you're a successful streamer, what game or activity would you stream yourself doing for hours a day? Get it in the chat, guys. Get it in the chat. And we go into it. Question number 1. What color is Ninja's hair? This is asking you to look close. It is blue. Blue at this time. It's not a usual hair color. But it works. What notable type of building does Ninja land on at the beginning of the game? It is, of course, a petrol/gas station. Either one will be accepted, because I do have a transnational audience, of course, or international, I suppose. Transnational would just be from coast to coast, but I go beyond. I go coast to coast and overseas, with my appeal. Honestly, if you took me to the jungles of Cambodia, I'm confident that I could really connect with the people there. Such is my broad appeal. Whether it's really making them think, whether that's getting them to paint a lovely picture of some horses in a meadow, or whether that's just me buying them some sweets. It all counts. Number 3, aside from running, Ninja uses 3 main means of conveyance. Name any 2. There are, of course, Spider-Man webs. That was alerted to in TB. Kind of spoiled that in the chat, but it's absolutely within TB's rights to do so. A buggy/ATV, all-terrain vehicle. So again, and an umbrella. Use kind of a Mary Poppins style umbrella at one point. With the buggies, with any of these, as I always say, be kind to yourself. If you know that this was what you meant, give yourself the point, guys. Life's too short. Number 4, at one point, an opposition character believes himself to be sneaking. What is he disguised as? He was disguised as a snowman. But that didn't stop him getting absolutely shot in the face. If anything, maybe he did himself a disservice, because a snowman, generally speaking, has a larger face than an adult human. Number 5, one of Ninja's teammates opines that one member of each team should not use which weapon. It was, of course, a shotgun. Why that is the case, we'll never know. So well done if you got any of those right. Some of those are quite tricky. You had to keep your eyes open and your ears open. Let's go back to the musing. If you're a successful streamer, what game or activity would you stream yourself doing for hours at a day? Definitely not due to puzzling. I can get kind of intense. I think that would be pretty good. So a lot of these streams seem to be people looking to relax, because even if it's in your afternoon, you could have some lovely Australian, Taiwanese, Azerbaijani folks watching. Because it's their time to go to bed, and they just want to watch someone doing some puzzles to send them to sleep, which I think is quite a sweet thing. I think a lot of people can be quite down on these kinds of things. So I think that's quite sweet, looking for that human connection. I just want to watch someone do something simple. And puzzling, I mean, depending on how intense you get, maybe I've entirely misinterpreted this, and watching you do puzzling is akin to watching somebody attack a hornet's nest with a plank of wood with a nail drilled through it. Maybe it is, or bear baiting or something. But I think puzzling is something quite chill about that. TB Douglas, calligraphy, making cards, lovely stuff. That'd be really nice. More interesting than my other favorite activity of reading. Not sure anyone wants to watch me do that. Yeah, reading would be a tricky one. Unless you're reading out loud, but then we might be getting into some copyright issues. The estate of, I don't know what you'd be reading, Dan Brown perhaps, James Patterson or Lee Childs with one of his Jack Reacher novels might say, excuse me, TB, I've written those words and people shouldn't get a chance to not buy my book just because they want to listen to you reading it out. Or unless you pick some books that are over 100 years old. A.A. Milne books, a lot of them are over 100 years old now. And, of course, a lot of Dickens stuff. You could probably get away with doing that. Try both. I do think the calligraphy would be lovely, though. Lovely seeing that kind of that graceful penmanship, and then seeing something at the end to say, hey, this is what I did. That's lovely. Nana Hobbobs, a live chat format where we critique some of Steve Martin's lesser-known films. That's lovely. That's interesting. That's a USP, unique selling point. The slight issue would be Steve Martin's, he's no Gerard Depardieu. He's only got a certain amount of films that he's made. And whilst it would be lovely, I think, to see him tackle some of them at the start, my worry is longevity. Unless you would go for different comedic actors, maybe different Saturday Night Live alums, perhaps. Maybe something to explore there. Killer Kilch, as the sponge, I would stream for 20 hours a day, washing bottles, the baby kind. Okay. Couple things. One, 20 hours a day doesn't give you a lot of time for sleeping. So that's something to keep in mind. Washing bottles, the baby kind. Would they be different bottles, different size bottles? Would you challenge yourself to these bottles I'm going to wash with my feet, perhaps? These bottles I'm just going to take a pressure washer to. Maybe kind of mix it up in that way. But I like that you're already thinking about branding, calling yourself the sponge. I like that a lot. So definitely something there. Definitely a little acorn there. We just need to do a little bit of work, and then it's an oak tree. Lovely stuff. And SJ Beck 72 drawing pictures laboriously. Again, I don't know whether that is because you find it difficult drawing, or whether that is an extra hampering that you've placed on yourself. Laboriously could be if you had maybe tied the pens or the pencils or the drawing implements to the ceiling with some kind of bungee cord. And so you had to really pull down and really put a lot of effort in order to get them to write or get them to draw. That would be quite laborious. Or maybe your a piece of paper that you're drawing on, you place that on a Segway of some kind, and so you're having to chase it to do your drawing. I'd watch that, absolutely. So we've got again, there's a nugget of something there. There's some lovely gelatinous cough lozenge type stuff. We've got that. We just need the little bit of outer shell, yeah, to turn it into a hall soother. That's what we're looking for. TB Douglas, it's very therapeutic watching things get cleaned. I'd tune in occasionally. Okay, so we've got one viewer at least, the sponge. Well done. I'm not me. Killer Kilch says, that's how little I sleep. I'd throw in pumps. Okay, and bad parental advice. Okay, so we're getting a bit more of a format there. That's nice. I like that. Definitely not due to Steve Martin has 47 writing credits though, so those could be included. Okay, so now we're starting to branch out. See, this is the joy of it. This is the joy of it. We have this idea, and then with my wisdom, I'm adding in here, and we're just asking these questions just to really form up that clay into a lovely fluted vase. We're doing great stuff here, guys, and I'm very proud of all of you. Points all round. And then finally, we had Movie Ladder. The musing was, if you're the killer in an Agatha Christie story, how would you commit your crime? Get it in the chat, guys. Let's get some murders in the chat. Let's finish strong and positively. SJ Beck 72. Bad advice is always useful. Absolutely. It's whether you realize it's bad advice. That's what makes it a little bit more useful. If you think that it's good advice when you're getting it, then that can make it a little bit trickier. Let's get some murders in the chat, guys, as we go through the questions to this. This was our movie ladder this week. Death on the Nile, Wonder Woman, Star Trek, Mission Impossible, Fallout, Man from U.N.C.L.E., and Death on the Nile. And again, if there are any other ones, other people that you believe fit into these, I'm not going to, I'm fallible, guys. I'm not Jesus. I've come to accept that now. Let me know. And we can have a little check. We can have a little work it out. Death on an Island, Wonder Woman. That one's quite simple and straightforward. Front and center on the posters for both is Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot. Gadot? Good day. She's in both. Is wonderful in both. Just a work of art in and of herself. I think we'll leave it at that. Wonder Woman and Star Trek. We've got the love interest from Wonder Woman, the main dude from Star Trek. It is Chris Pine Fresh. Star Trek and Mission Impossible Fallout. We've got Simon Pegg, UK funny man Simon Pegg, as in both Star Trek as Scotty and Mission Impossible Fallout as the dweeb, the tech guy. Mission Impossible Fallout, a man from U.N.C.L.E. It's a man who, if you've watched Mission Impossible Fallout, you'll understand what I mean when I say this. Reloads his arms. He's so muscular. It is Henry Cavill. Lovely moustache work in Mission Impossible Fallout, and he reloads his arms before a fight. That shows you how muscular he is. And then his opposite in the Man from U.N.C.L.E. is largely played as a comedy action two-hander with a chap from the UK and a chap from America trying to coexist. They don't get on at first, but spoiler alert, they might just find some common ground by the end. And Armie Hammer is the other big star of Death on the Nile. The very problematic Armie Hammer. He eats people, apparently. That's what I read. He eats people. So shouldn't expect to see him in a lot more films, but he is, for what it's worth, pretty good in Death on the Nile, where he eats nobody. So he is acting. Musing, if you're a killer in an Agatha Christie. Well done if you got those right, though, guys. 1 point for each of those you got right, and hopefully you did pretty well there. If you were the killer in an Agatha Christie story, how would you commit your crime? Let's have a look at what we've got. TB Douglas, a dissolvable tripwire at the top of a long flight of stairs. Dissolvable tripwire. Oh my. How would it dissolve? Maybe if it was, I was going to say cheesestring. If it was made from cheesestring, and then if you left it for a couple of weeks, it would dissolve. But I'm pretty sure that cheestrings will survive longer than we as humanity will. It's going to be cheestrings and cockroaches at the end. So that might not necessarily work. But I'm sure that there's something in there. because that's lovely. Because then it could, oh, I don't know, they just tripped, and then the detective might get it because there's a little bit of cheese residue on the shin. They say, where's that cheese residue come from? They'd have to be wearing shorts, of course, or a short dress. Killer Kilch, I would kill him with laughter. It's my poison. That's interesting. That's interesting. Kill them with laughter. You could make them die, kind of hyperventilate. And then because the detective's like, I don't know what's going on, because they've also wet themselves. They've hyperventilated, and they've died. What could have happened? As Killer Kilch places her clown nose in her pocket and creeps off around the side. That would work. Definitely not Duda. I would pay someone to commit the crime. Perfect crime. Then bribe someone to get rid of that person. Then I would pay a stranger to fall in love with the second person and move to another country with them. It would work. I like that confidence that you've popped in at the end there. Definitely not Duda. It would work. Okay, so definitely not Duda is person A. The person that definitely not Duda doesn't like, person B. They would pay person C to kill person B, then pay person D to kill person C, then pay person E to fall in love with person D so that they wouldn't even and they would emigrate. There's a lot going on there, but some of these books are quite lengthy, are quite girthy, so that's, there's a lot to explore there, and it would be a globe-trotting adventure, which Christie does love. That's nice. It's complex, but that's what makes it clever. Like Tenet, like the movie Tenet. You watch it, you think, I don't know what's going on here. This is absolute madness. But certainly, if somebody asked me at the end who was the murderer, I'd have no clue. Just too complicated. So you're doing well. Nana Hobbob, develop a way to induce a peanut allergy in people. Oh, utilizing the peanut allergy. That's nice. Covertly give it to them so that they didn't realize they now had a peanut allergy, then serve the victims with various peanutty snacks, brownies with peanuts, potato wedges fried in peanut oil, etc. I like that you've differentiated the peanut snacks at the end there. My worry would be if you just gave them like, oh, here's a bag of peanuts, here's a payday bar, here is a Snickers, here is a Reese's Pieces, that people might think, all of these have got peanuts in them. Why would they eat that if they didn't know that if they knew that they had a peanut allergy? So you've mixed it up. The potato wedges fried in peanut oil. That's the mark of a criminal genius. Brownies with peanuts also, because it'd be, it's not the main thing of them. That's nice. How do you induce a peanut allergy in people? That's tricky. Unless it's just like, you smoke, you got caught smoking, so your parents make you smoke, 100 packs. Maybe just eating too many peanuts gives people a peanut allergy. I don't know. But we'll get the boffins to work that one out. But the drama's certainly there. Nana Hobbob, I would be found out by the detective who naturally has a peanut allergy and therefore would spot the pattern. Exactly. You think you've thought it all through, but you didn't count on Detective Earnold Verache, Professor Detective Earnold Verache, who has a quite debilitating peanut allergy and then can smell that peanut oil. It's, whoa. And then when the dead body is like, releasing its gases, as dead bodies tend to do, so I understand, you just go, oh gosh, not only is that stinky, it's stinky in a peanut way. SDOBEX72, poison umbrella tip always works for me. That's lovely. Because it's got an umbrella. Oh yeah, it's fine. If you're in a particularly rainy place. Not a lot of those things happening in sub-Saharan Africa, then there would be eyebrows raised at least. But that's lovely stuff. Poison umbrella tip. There we go. Take care. All the best. Give my regards to Forever, you might say. That's a line you can use. You don't have to credit me. That's fine. So there we go. We've got all the points that we're going to get, guys. Is that true? No, it's not. Minute to win it, guys. It's the most exciting minute on TV. Now, I try and keep these topical. I try and keep these definitely on Udo. Someone should write The Adventures of Detective Earnold Verache. That's lovely. I wasn't even necessarily considering how it would be spelt, but maybe that would be Earnold. Or would it be like Arnold, but with an E? Earnold? I don't know. Maybe somebody should. Maybe somebody should. Or even just a drawing of them. Really just a drawing of them. Detective Earnold Verache. Oh, it's fun. It's just fun on a Sunday. So, I try and keep these topical. Obviously, the big topical thing at the moment is war, which is a bummer, and I don't want to trivialize by making a minute to win it round about it. But what I will say, that from looking at all of these maps of Ukraine and surrounding areas, I realized, gosh, there's a lot of European countries. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing European countries here, guys. European countries. And we are going by the Wikipedia article, which means we're doing transcontinental countries that straddle Europe and Asia, countries entirely within Asia that may be considered European because of their political, cultural, and sporting ties with Europe, and transcontinental countries with overseas territories outside of Europe. Get your ideas in there. Each one is an individual message. European countries. There's about 52, I think. About 56. Because we're going quite vague with it. Whatever we want, or whatever we want. Let's go. Get into my head, guys. I've got one written down. Get into my head. Get into my head. Lovely stuff. Have I gone obvious? Have I gone obscure? Read it out of my forehead. Read it out of my forehead. Lovely stuff with Moldova there, SJX72. That's lovely. Finland, yes, lovely stuff. UK, maybe. England, maybe. Lithuania, well done, Killer Kilch. Lovely stuff. Keep it going. Less than 10 seconds. There's more to get. There's a thing. Last few seconds coming through. Nana Hobob going straight off with Luxembourg there. That is a bold gambit. And I respect it. Ukraine says Killer. It'd be a shame if there was. Gamer Hole. Hello, Gamer Hole. Lovely work there coming in right at the end with Greece. Let's see what we've got. Let's see who has won. Minute topic. We get rid of that. This is the most exciting follow-up. Estonia was still getting in. Nobody got it. For the first time in a while, the minute to win it, extra 2 points, goes to nobody. Czechia. In all honesty, I would have accepted the Czech Republic. I would have accepted Czechia. In all honesty, I just felt bad for the Z in my little thing of letters. The Z hadn't been used. So I thought, yeah, this is a good opportunity. So nobody gets the 2 points. Does that make it less fun? I mean, I hope you all had fun anyway. Latvia, lovely work. Croatia, Denmark, Kazakhstan, Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, Moldova, Finland, Spain, Norway, Belgium. Lot of great answers there. Just none that were correct. But that means that we've got all the points that we're going to get, guys. Whilst you're totting up your scores and getting them in the chat, get them in the chat, please. I want to remind you that in this quiz, you're only competing against yourself. Okay, there's no point threshold to being smart. If you've got all the questions right that you realistically could have been expected to get, then you are smart. Art does not become successful because of the opinions of others or box office numbers. It becomes successful when you, the artiste, says, yeah, I think that's great. If you think your performance today was great, then guess what, baby? It is great. No two ways about it. And if you are watching this on YouTube, not live, make sure you write down your score and your musing answers in the comments below because I would love to hear how you did. Let's see what we've got. TB Douglas, 12 for you, not your week. That's absolutely fine. Nana Hobble, Bosnia and Herzegovina. That would be a lovely one. I'm not sure I would have had the requisite amount of letters to get through that. Definitely goes with 11. Killer with 14. Nanohole goes with a 12. SJBX72 sounds gone, but 9 in total. I am still being picked up, I think. I hope I am. But 9, that's very good. Gamer Hole, what did you get this week? Cool. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me. That does mean that Killer Kilch once again, a high point scorer here. And well done to Killer Kilch, but well done to all of you. I believe all of you are smart and are better artistes now than you were at the start of the quiz. That's just one man's opinion. I hope you all had fun. I joined late, so didn't count up your points. Let's say 10. I hope you all learned a little something and felt creative all at the same time. I'm not me, I'm Art, and I hope that you'll join me next time. Same place, same time, where you'll have another opportunity to improve your art and say to yourself, yeah, baby, I am smart. Thank you very much for joining. Killer Kilch just loves disco, and it came in useful. Wonderful show, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you all next week. Gamer Hall, show up earlier, yeah? It's a lot more fun. Take care, guys. Bye.
So there we go, and well done you, whatever your score might be. I definitely think that you are smart, though prob's not as smart as me. Your art will be better, trust me on this, should be nothing short of sublime. That's why you learn, and don't stop now, I'll see you right here next time. I am smart.